All right. So we said that verbs normally show action, but we're going to look at two different kinds of verbs today, two special kinds of verbs. We're going to look at linking verbs and helping verbs. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start off with is the linking verb. So again, make sure that your microphones are off, make sure your cameras are off. That way we can all watch the video and that we can all hear the video.
For action at Grammar Songs by Melissa. You have learned that action verbs tell what someone or something does. A bird can fly, a boy can think. And you know that linking verbs connect who or what the sentence is about to more information. The children are happy. You have also learned that am, is, are, was, were, seem, seems, and seemed are some common linking verbs that you will encounter and use when you speak, read, or write. There are also many other verbs that can be linking or action depending on the situation. Huh? Say what? Don't panic, that's what this video is all about. Let's analyze some pairs of sentences to determine when the verb in the sentence is action and when the same verb is being used as a linking verb. The gray dog looked angry. The pirate looked for the treasure map.
Okay, so here they give us an example of a linking verb versus an action verb. And like they said, some verbs can be used as both. So here, the gray dog looked angry. Looked is telling you about the dog, and it's connecting the word dog with angry. That's why they call that a linking verb. It takes two things and it links them together or connects them together. Okay? In this case, in the second one, they're telling us that the other one is an action. The pirate is looking for the treasure map, the same way that you might look for something in your room. That means he's probably walking around, he's probably lifting some things up, he's trying to find it.
Although the same verb looked is being used in both of these sentences, only one sentence shows action. Do you know which sentence shows action? Well, I know when I look for something, I move around and around until I find it. I'll bet the pirate moved around while he looked for the treasure map. Moving is action, so looked in the second sentence must be an action verb. Also, this sentence would make sense if I substituted looked for other action verbs. The pirate searched for the treasure map, or the pirate hunted for the treasure map. The fact that I can substitute look with other action verbs that make sense is another clue that looked in this sentence is showing action. Let's look again at the first sentence. The gray dog looked angry. The gray dog is who or what my sentence is about, so he's my subject. And the information I'm learning is that he is angry. The gray dog isn't doing anything, he just looks angry. The verb looked in this sentence is connecting the subject, the gray dog, to more information. He's angry, so looked is acting as a linking verb in this sentence. Another clue is that I can substitute the verb looked for other linking verbs that still make sense. The gray dog seemed angry, or the gray dog was angry. The fact that I can substitute look with other linking verbs that make sense is another clue that looked is being used as a linking verb in this sentence. Let's look at another example. Superman appeared from the sky. Hope and Gracie appeared happy. Although the same verb, appeared, is being used in both sentences, only one sentence shows action. Do you know which sentence shows action?
So again, here, same verb, one being used as a linking verb, the other one being used as an action verb. In this case, they're talking about two dogs here, Hope and Gracie. And appeared is telling us how do they look. They're giving us more information about Hope and Gracie. So this would be our linking verb, appeared. The first sentence, Superman appeared from the sky. Appeared, they're using it kind of like when something is not there and then it shows up. So in this case, he might have been, behind some clouds or something like that, and then when he goes through the clouds, he shows up and you can see him. So he appeared from the sky.
Well, I'd imagine that when Superman appeared from the sky, he flew down. So he was moving. Moving means action, so appeared in the first sentence must be an action verb. Also, this sentence would make sense if I substituted appeared for other action verbs. Superman emerged from the sky, or Superman arrived from the sky. The fact that I can substitute appeared with other action verbs that make sense is another clue that appeared in this sentence is showing action. Let's look again at the second sentence. Hope and Gracie appeared happy. Hope and Gracie are who or what my sentence is about, so they are my subject. And the information I'm learning is that they're happy. Hope and Gracie aren't doing anything, they're just happy. The verb appeared in this sentence is connecting the subject Hope and Gracie to more information. They're happy, so appeared is acting as a linking verb in this sentence. Another clue is that I can substitute the verb appeared for other linking verbs that still make sense. Hope and Gracie seemed happy, or Hope and Gracie were happy. The fact that I can substitute appeared with other linking verbs that make sense helps me understand that appeared is being used as a linking verb in this sentence.
So there they make a good point. If you try to replace that verb appeared with an action verb, it wouldn't make sense anymore. So if you tried Hope and Gracie flew happy, well, that doesn't make any sense. So you know that that's not an action verb. They're using it like a link.
So remember, action verbs provide physical movement or mental action for people or objects when you speak, read, or write. Linking verbs simply connect the subject to more information. Am, is, are, was, were, seem, seems, and seemed are some linking verbs you will encounter every day when you speak, read, or write. There are also many other verbs that can be linking or action depending on the situation. When analyzing verbs, look for these clues. Is the verb showing movement or action or simply connecting information? Can the verb be replaced with other action verbs or other linking verbs that have a similar meaning? Hooray! You've earned an A+ for your knowledge of verbs. Thank you for joining me at Grammar Songs by Melissa.
So, linking verbs are verbs that connect whatever our subject is to more information about that subject. We saw a couple of good examples there. The other kind of verbs that we're going to talk about are helping verbs. We're going to see about helping verbs now.
I'm a main verb. I need some help. This job's too big to do all by myself. A helping verb is what I need. A helping verb to come and take the lead. You could jump up.
So something I want you to notice about helping verbs, that name is a huge, huge clue. Helping lets you know that it's a verb that's not doing everything by itself. It needs another verb to work with. The same way that if you were helping someone, doesn't matter what it was, if you're helping, you're not the only person doing that. If you're going to help someone cook, you're not the only one cooking. If you're going to help someone clean, you're not the only one cleaning. So whenever you're helping, you're working with someone else. A helping verb is not working by itself. It's working with other verbs. Like here, could is not working on its own. It's working with jump.
You just might dance, and you should sing anytime life gives you the chance. You are singing out this grammar song. Helping verbs must help the main verb along. I'm only verb. I need some help. This job's too big to do all by myself. A helping verb is what I need. A helping verb to come and take the lead. You have been laughing, you could be playing. Helping verbs can help the mood or tense you are saying. They take the lead to help verbs out.
So really quick, they mentioned here about helping verbs will help us with mood or with tense. And last week when we were working with verbs making them past, present, and future tense, we saw that. A lot of the ones when we made them future tense, we used the helping verb will. When I use that helping verb will, I'm letting my reader know I'm not doing that right now, but later on, I'm going to. So one way that helping verbs help out is with tense, letting us know when something is going to happen.
Helping verbs are what this song is all about. I'm only verb. I need some help. This job's too big to do all by myself. A helping verb is what I need. A helping verb to come and take the lead. A helping verb to come and take the lead.
Okay, we can go ahead and put our cameras back on.
Oh, wrong one.
Now, one big difference that I want you all to notice between helping verbs and linking verbs is that, like we said, helping verbs have to have another verb with it. They can't just be by themselves. They have to have a verb to help. A linking verb does not. A linking verb is by itself. It doesn't need any other verb. It can do the job on its own. So we're going to look at some of our notes. I'm going to go here to my notebooks, go to my grammar notebook, and we're going to check this out. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, make it easier to read. Okay, so they start off with a review of verbs. Like we said last week, verbs usually show some kind of action. So they have an example here, the birds flew. So we have action. But this week we're talking about not just action verbs, but linking and helping. So we're going to start with linking on here. Linking verbs, like the name says, link or connect the subject with some other words or phrases in the sentence. Okay, and in the video that we saw, they talked about having more information. That's a good way to put it. The linking verb helps you to connect whatever information they're giving you with the subject. And like I said, there are no other verbs except for that linking verb. If it's a linking verb, it's by itself. It connects the subject to the information, and you don't need any more help. So a couple of ones that we see very often would be different forms of the verb be. So be, am, are, is, was, were, been, and being. We have an example. The assembly is tomorrow. Is a linking verb. It's letting us know that the assembly will be happening tomorrow. And since it's by itself, we know that it's a linking verb. It doesn't need another verb to help it. It can do it by itself. Helping verbs. Again, that name is a big, big, big hint. Helping verbs are when you have more than one verb, two verbs working together. When you see a verb and then another verb right afterwards, that first verb is the helping verb. It's what's letting you know, or what's helping the other verb out with whatever it might need. So again, the one in front is the helping verb. The one after one is what we call the main verb. So we have examples of helping verbs: has, shall, may, could, do, am, was, have, will, should, might, did, are, were, had, can, would, must, does, is, been, and being. And again, like they said in the video, helping verbs can help us with things like the mood or the tense. So a lot of these we use for tense. We might say something like, we have been watching videos. So you know that it's something that's been going on. Yes, Ezekiel.
Do we do it?
Like I said earlier, you don't have to do anything. Right now, I just need your attention on my screen. So the helping verbs help you out with tense or with mood. We have an example here. I will draw in art class. So they're letting you know that it's not something happening right now, but later on when they go to art class, they're going to be drawing. We're going to talk more about helping and linking verbs throughout the week.